I just wanted to make a short video about how to remove the slotted type bottom bracket cup on the fixed side. So your right hand cup on the bike. This design is like usually found on the English bikes from sort of the 70s, 60s, 50s. Yeah, there's a few methods you can use to remove them. There is the kind of bolt method. You stick a bolt through, you tighten the nut up against it until eventually, I guess, through the amount of torque you're adding, it will make this cup unscrew itself as it screws to the right, be it a left-hand threaded cup. The reason they make them so tight is obviously if you were pedaling over many years, you know, eventually it might actually lead to it unscrewing itself. I decided to buy the tool. It's this Unior tool. It's specialist to this job. It doesn't really do anything else. Seems good quality. It cost me like £9. You can buy the Park tool equivalent for around 18, maybe 15 at lowest. They really are the only way to get these things out. As I said, those other methods, you may strip the bolts. So we're just securing it to the teeth there with this, essentially just an old axle with some washers and stuff on the inside. That's all you really want to do. You're securing the tool on. I've tried to give it a little bit of a tug by hand there, but really it's doing nothing. So you want to use a mallet with this. I mean, your tool may be damaged, but it's really, there's not many other options available to you. So I've prepared the actual bottom bracket cup with some WD-40, just basically spread it in there, let it soak in. So you basically wheel on this thing. It may be hard to get out. It probably is the toughest component to remove on any vintage bike. There are loads of reasons you might want to remove it though, because obviously these old systems for bottom brackets are not great. They're fine when they're well done, but who wants to maintain that shit? Nobody. So I've turned the tool around, started wheeling on it again. As you can see, it actually looked like I slightly twisted the end of the tool, but as long as the teeth stay okay, it'll survive. So at this point you can just kind of like do it by hand, but as you can see, like the tool doesn't really fix well onto these kind of, I wouldn't want to call them teeth, but these two kind of things. Of course, I may have slightly abused this cup just by trying to get it out with a screwdriver, which, of course, you got to try before you buy the tool, right? But yeah, there is a point where you can basically use a 16mm spanner to remove this, or just an adjustable, just to avoid actually having to touch those nasty threads. But of course, these things have been stuck in the bottom of these bikes for 40 to 50 years, so it's not really surprising. They weren't really meant to come out, that's the thing. But there you have it. Pretty tough job if you haven't prepared for it properly, and I do recommend you buy the tool. No point really wasting money on the big bolt, because bolts cost more money than you'd think. So there it is.